Recently, the acclaimed king of Chinese e-commerce live streaming, Li Jiaqi, caused a massive stir online with just a few remarks during a live stream. Some netizens commented on the rising prices of Chinese cosmetic brands Florasis during Li Jiaqi's live stream, only to be rebuffed by Li himself, saying, quote, "Don't talk nonsense, the eyebrow pencil has always been 79 yuan. It's very difficult for domestic brands. Sometimes look for the reason in yourself. Have your wages increased over the years? Have you been working hard?"
哪里贵了？这么多年都是这个价格，好吧，不要睁着眼睛乱说，国货品牌很难的。哦，而且花西子真的不是那种随便买原料就做的品牌哎，我跟花西子跟了多少年，他怎么起来的，我是最知道的一个人。是，他们就差点把他们家掏给我了。 差点花西子姓李了，好不好？真的乱说，这么多年就是79块钱，哪里贵了？买一支送2个替换装，
很划算，79。你要不要帮我换吗？
有的是找找自己的原因，好吧？这么多年了，工资涨没涨？有没有认真工作？
In a matter of sentences, the Chinese digital sphere was set ablaze, vividly exposing the critical state of China's economy to a global audience, consequently drawing widespread attention from international media outlets. Neither the manufacturers nor the e-commerce mogul Li Jiaqi foresaw stumbling over a 79 yuan eyebrow pencil. In a thriving economic era, a 79 yuan eyebrow pencil indeed doesn't seem too expensive for those with abundant resources. However, the current economic downturn in China has made people more financially conscious, making the 79 yuan eyebrow pencil a seemingly extravagant purchase. Netizens noted, quote, "What angers us about this incident is not whether the 79 Florasis eyebrow pencil is expensive or not, but that Li Jiaqi attributed not getting a wage increase and not being able to afford things to our lack of effort. The unemployment rate among young people in China is evident to all." According to official unemployment statistics, from January to June 2023, the unemployment rate has been continuously climbing from 16.7% to 21.3%. By August, the authorities simply announced the suspension of the release of youth unemployment data. Elevated unemployment rates and diminishing salaries are affecting individuals both in and outside of the industry. Employees who were already discontent encountered scorn from a live streamer who profited from their patronage, sparking significant outrage. A netizen who works as a surgeon uploaded a video in response to Li Jiaqi, stating, quote, "Earnings haven't risen, but it's not due to a lack of hard work. A surgery is priced less than 500 yuan, ironically emphasizing the sizable profits enjoyed by famed internet personalities. In China, many e-commerce live streamers can earn hundreds of thousands of yuan per live stream."
Mr. Li Jiaqi asked us to reflect on why our salaries have not increased over the years. I also reflected. Last month, I performed nearly 80 surgeries, attended to about 400 outpatient individuals, and the total salary and bonus amounted to just over 40,000 yuan. The average income per surgery is less than 500 yuan, slightly lower than the income of a top hairstylist in Shanghai. For so many years, the cruel fact of holding a surgical knife is not as profitable as holding a barber's razor still holds true. So, Mr. Li Jiaqi, I'm really sorry. I can't afford to buy that eyebrow pencil for my wife, which costs more per gram than gold. But it's not because I haven't tried hard. I have worked hard most of my life to become one of China's top thoracic surgeons. I can perform radical surgery for esophageal cancer in a 5-centimeter single hole for patients. I don't regret not being able to afford the eyebrow pencil, as the genuine smiles on the faces of recovering patients when they leave the hospital are the most significant rewards for us doctors.
In this livestream incident, besides criticizing Li Jiaqi and the Chinese domestic brand Florasis, netizens have started paying more attention to the economic situation in China. What is the actual state of China's economy has become one of the hottest topics both domestically and internationally. Certainly, when it comes to the Chinese Communist Party, which has been accused of manipulating economic data, it is challenging to obtain accurate insights into the current state of China's economic progress through their official statistics. But we can glean some clues from the annual financial reports of several companies in China. In today's sluggish China, signs of economic decline are visible everywhere. The economic downturn has brought substantial impacts to the retail industry. People's preference for online shopping has accelerated the demise of the retail sector. The large-scale closure of retail giants like Carrefour and Walmart, who were among the first international retail groups to enter mainland China, serves as a prelude to the decline of the retail industry. Last year on April 14th, one of the largest non-government retailers in China, Suning.com, released a 2022 annual performance forecast revision announcement, stating that the company's net profit attributable to shareholders of the listed company is expected to be a loss of 15.5 to 16.5 billion yuan. According to Chinese media outlet The Paper News, on January 31st of this year, Suning.com estimated a net loss of 9.5 to 11.5 billion yuan for 2022. In 2021, Suning recorded a net loss of 43 billion yuan. In the recent announcement from Suning.com, which acquired Carrefour, it disclosed the troubling operating conditions for Carrefour in February and March 2023. The financial report indicated a significant monthly decline in Carrefour China's revenue, plunging by 65% and 77% year-on-year, coupled with month-on-month declines of 55% and 31%. Furthermore, the net loss increased by 13% and 3,191% year-on-year, with a month-on-month loss increment of 1,210% and 108%, posing a tremendous challenge to its operations. Similar in scale to Suning.com, Gome Electrical Appliances has also been sinking deeper into losses year after year amidst the economic downturn in China. From 2017 to 2022, Gome Retail reported losses amounting to around 450 million, 4.9 billion, 2.6 billion, 7 billion, 4 billion, and 3 billion yuan respectively, accumulating over 22 billion yuan in total losses. In the first half of 2022, Gome reported its lowest net profit margin at negative 26.7%. The retail giant finds itself beleaguered with total liabilities standing at 59 billion yuan and a debt-to-asset ratio soaring to 79%. Simultaneously, other major supermarkets such as Renrenle, Bubugao chain supermarkets, and Yonghui superstores are finding it difficult to sustain their operations. Renrenle disclosed its 2022 annual report on the afternoon of April 14th, revealing a revenue of almost 4 billion yuan, a year-on-year decrease of 22%. The company has closed more than 30 stores and accumulated losses exceeding 2.7 billion yuan over 13 years, with a debt ratio reaching 96%. Bubugao chain supermarkets issued its semi-annual forecast on July 13th, 2023. Expecting a net loss between 360 and 490 million yuan in the first half of the year. Due to this dismal performance, Bubugao started gradually closing stores and exiting the market in the fourth quarter of 2022. Yonghui superstores faced a nearly 84 billion yuan market value evaporation from 2018 to 2022, teetering on the brink of collapse. Shanghai's three iconic department store giants haven't been spared from the ongoing distress either. According to annual reports, in 2022, Shanghai Joinbuy achieved a revenue of 683,000 yuan, down by 31% year-on-year, with a net profit attributable to the parent company of 52 million yuan, a decline of 49%. Shanghai Xujiahui reported a revenue of 481 million yuan, a decrease of 22% year-on-year, and a net profit attributable to the parent company of 24 million yuan, plummeting by 76%. Shinsegae Department Store's revenue stood at 850 million yuan, falling by 27% year-on-year, and a net loss attributed to the parent company was 52 million yuan, a sharp increase of 175%. The financial performance of these three department stores is a microcosm of the current predicament facing retail and department stores in China. Beyond the bleak figures, the decline of the physical economy is visibly palpable. A video captures the desolate state of a large outlet mall in Hefei.
Today, I came to this outlet mall. This is the current situation at the Huixing outlet in Faixing County in Feixiai County of Hefei City. As you can see, there are very few people around. All the shops are here, but it's utterly deserted. This outlet mall has been here for about 5 or 6 years. Next, I will take you guys to the first floor to take a look. Right now, we are on the second floor, where there are relatively more people. The elevators in the mall are no longer in operation, so we can only walk down. Let's see how deserted the first floor is. This is an outlet mall. It's quite big. Investing here is definitely not a wise choice. Be very cautious about investing.
The same situation is in Wuhan, where netizens sigh at the once bustling malls, which are now quite empty.
看来现在实体店的生意真的是不太好做。我是正好路过进来借用一下洗手间，看到这个惨淡的一幕。实体店里面最热闹的地方就是这个小姐姐在做直播，这边经营手势也是没什么文化。
Even small brick-and-mortar store owners have voiced concerns over the dismal foot traffic in street shops.
People looking to open new stores really need to be cautious now. Just take a look at this commercial street at the moment. A store can't even do 5 transactions in a whole day. Can you believe that this now desolate commercial street used to have a daily turnover of 4,000 to 6,000 yuan, and even some stores would make between 7,000 and 8,000 yuan? Now more than half of the stores can't even earn 500 yuan in a day. What a shame. All the shop assistants on this entire street are actually the shop owners themselves. The transfer fee for a shop on this Tongji street in Lishui district is between 150,000 and 200,000 yuan. And now no one wants to rent them. What's the point of doing business at this time? It's past 6 in the evening, which used to be the peak time for business, but now there's not a single person. When the lease ends and they decide not to continue, basically the landlords can't rent it out for half a year. If the owner has other commitments and can't run the business, they would rather keep the shop closed than hire staff to look after it, because the business is so slow that the daily earnings can't even cover the labor and utility costs. In this case, those who choose to close down and post a rental or transfer sign are actually smarter than those who keep their stores open. It's more cost-effective to just close the shop and only incur a loss on the rent. It's really frightening. There are so many businesses on this entire street. It's predicted that by the 3rd or 4th quarter, half of them will go bankrupt. Moreover, many of the shops were newly opened in the second half of last year and the first half of this year, and many were opened by newcomers. How can you do business under such circumstances? Many shops can't even earn 500 yuan a day. Newcomers who want to open stores must have a full grasp of the market. They need to break away from the previous traffic mindset, thinking that renting a good location shop will bring in customers. It's not like that anymore. After paying the rent, you still have to find ways to attract traffic. It's essential to embrace new ways of acquiring traffic. The location of the shop is not that important anymore, so it's necessary to grasp new methods to attract traffic and adapt to the market changes.
Regarding the downfall of the physical economy, many attribute it to the impact of the e-commerce economy. However, amidst the adverse economic conditions, several online brands have also been reluctantly dragged into the ranks of the loss-making entities. On August 30th, Bestore Co. released its mid-year financial report for 2023. The company recorded a revenue of almost 4 billion yuan in the first half of this year, representing a 19% year-on-year decline. The net profit attributable to shareholders was 189 million yuan, down by 2%, and the non-GAAP net profit was 124 million yuan, a decrease of 3.5% compared to the previous year. Over the years of the pandemic, Bestore Co. has seen a continuous slowdown in its revenue growth rate, which dwindled to 1.2% in 2022, down from 18% in 2021. The report cites market and platform changes as the main reasons for this year's revenue decline, particularly noting the slump in online channel revenues. Besides Bestore Co., both Li and 3 Squirrels, 2 social media celebrity brands, also released their interim financial reports, revealing declining revenues in the first half of this year. In the first half of 2023, 3 Squirrels reported a revenue decline of 30% year-on-year at 2.9 billion yuan. Concurrently, Li reported a revenue drop of 8.8% year-on-year at 2 billion yuan, and a net profit of 54 million yuan, a whopping 51% dip compared to the same period in the previous year. Recently, the anticipated sale of Pacific Coffee to the emerging hand-brewed lemon tea brand Ningji by China Resources Enterprise has sparked public interest. This highlights the dwindling coffee market amidst the economic slump. The anticipated transaction value is between 300 million and 500 million yuan. On the night of August 21st, a spokesperson for China Resources responded to media inquiries, refusing to comment on market rumors. Meanwhile, Ningji's founding partner Wang Jie addressed the matter in a WeChat circle, stating, quote, "We indeed have plans to acquire, focusing on the beverage category in offline chain stores with no restrictions on the scale. As for whether the acquisition target will ultimately be Pacific Coffee, we leave it to fate." Pacific Coffee, one of the largest coffee chains in Hong Kong, was established by an American couple in 1992. In 2010, China Resources Enterprise, a subsidiary of the state-owned enterprise China Resources Group, acquired 80% of Pacific Coffee's shares. Li Ruxiong, the deputy general manager and CFO of China Resources Enterprise, had stated, quote, "The China Resources Group already has over 2,000 retail outlets in the mainland, and the location of the new Pacific coffee shops will coincide with these retail locations, helping to control costs." Benefiting from the backing of China Resources and its access to advantageous government relationships, market resources, and logistics distribution, Pacific Coffee swiftly increased its market share in mainland China, at one point standing shoulder to shoulder with Starbucks. In 2012, leveraging commercial platforms and shopping centers under the China Resources Group, Pacific Coffee broke through 100 stores in mainland China. By 2015, the total number of Pacific Coffee stores reached 458. Surpassing Costa to become the second largest coffee chain brand in the Chinese market, trailing only behind Starbucks. The focal point of discussion in this news is the reason behind China Resources' sale of Pacific Coffee to the startup team. Given the rumored acquisition price of 300 to 500 million yuan, the selling price per Pacific Coffee store is about 10 million yuan, which isn't high. This pricing suggests that the China Resources Group is eager to offload Pacific Coffee, prompting further speculation about potential internal issues either with Pacific Coffee or the China Resources Group. From the onset of the outbreak in China in 2019 up until this year, the number of new Pacific Coffee stores has been decreasing annually, with the number of closures gradually increasing. In 2019, 83 new stores were opened, while in 2020, 2021, and 2022, the numbers were 43, 44, and 29 respectively. Data as of August 3rd indicates that Pacific Coffee has 309 total stores, with 44 temporarily closed. Over 200 stores have closed in less than 3 years. The decline of Pacific Coffee stems from its initial focus on the business elite and higher-end consumer base, reflected in its higher product pricing, mostly above 30 yuan. Although this was acceptable pre-pandemic, the economic downturn has impacted higher-income groups, making such priced coffee now viewed as a luxury. Zhu Danpeng, a Chinese video industry analyst, said, quote, "Due to the economic downturn, the coffee industry is evolving inwardly, with Pacific Coffee continuing to target business professionals. Adjusting their strategy by revamping and upgrading over 300 stores would be too challenging, making price reduction the only viable option currently." In response to China's economic downturn, many young people have started to curb high-end and non-essential expenditures. Since 2021, China has been facing deflation, with a 0.3% drop in the consumption rate in July, prompting greater financial caution. The ongoing economic issues have led to a consumption downgrade among young people, who are now less inclined to buy non-essential items, partly due to rising unemployment and falling wages. Pacific Coffee missed recognizing these market shifts, failing to adapt its marketing strategies accordingly, a move that now appears predictable in retrospect. Currently, the most popular brands in China's coffee beverage sector are Luckin and Honey Snow Ice City. Luckin, positioning itself as the price butcher, enables young people to enjoy delicious coffee for just a few tens of RMB. Meanwhile, Honey Snow Ice City has introduced 5 yuan Americanos and 7 yuan lattes, focusing on the market in 3rd to 5th tier cities, making tasty coffee accessible to middle and lower class consumers and pioneering a blue ocean strategy for low-priced coffee. The popularity of Luckin and Honey Snow Ice City indicates that in China's economically downward market, consumers are increasingly reluctant to spend, with only low-priced, high-value-for-money goods able to retain customers.